KwaZulu-Natal Cogta MEC Thulasizwe Buthelezi has announced 9 new homes will be built for families of Ophiyaneni, Nongoma, after they were destroyed by a massive crater. The announcement came after MEC Buthelezi visited the area on Saturday, where he assessed the damage and offered support to the affected families. The homes will be built through a collaborative effort between the government and various organizations. Let's speak to the spokesperson now for Cogta, Senzelwe Mzila, who is joining me now live. Good to have you, Sen. Thank you very much for your time. What did the MEC find on his visit to this area?
Good afternoon to you, Thabo, and good afternoon to your viewers. Yes, the MEC for Cogta yesterday visited the community of Ophiyaneni in Nongoma, specifically with the intention of assessing for himself the extent of the damage that took place following heavy rains that affected the area. Now, 9 households were badly affected to the point where a number of their homes were damaged or destroyed by what appears to be a crater that came from the ground as a result, we believe, from the heavy rains and a bit of earth movement.
Is it only the 9 that were badly affected? What about the others? I mean, we were told that some 100 families clearly in the Nongoma area would have been affected by this severe weather condition.
Yes, well, just in the month of March alone, a lot of families were affected within Nongoma in a variety of municipalities. So the MEC's visit yesterday, MEC for Cogta, Reverend Thulasizwe Buthelezi, his visit yesterday was two-pronged. It was to deal with the issue of the crater, to ensure that the families do not continue to be exposed to danger. The MEC was joined by a number of social partners where the MEC ensured that concrete steps are taken to safeguard these families. The second part was also to deal with families, over 100 families that have been affected by heavy rains in Nongoma in various wards. The MEC was able to meet with these families. He was able to lead relief efforts, and he was able to ensure that disaster management teams are on the ground to ensure that proper support is provided to these families.
What does effective or proper support, as you put it, look like to the needs, at least, of the communities that are affected?
Well, I think the first kind of support that the MEC gave out yesterday, it was interim relief to some of the families that are affected. Specifically, you've got the 9 families who had their houses completely destroyed, and then you've got over 100 families that have got their houses partially damaged as a result of the heavy rains that appeared or that happened in the area of Nongoma. So the support includes a number of interventions. These interventions include relief aids that are being provided to the families, as some of them have lost their goods. Some of them have had their goods or have had their kitchens destroyed. So a number of interventions have been done by the department in partnership with social partners. Yesterday, the MEC actually delivered some of the relief to the affected families. This was in the form of groceries, but also a team of community development workers is profiling these families to ensure that once the schools open, all their children are able to continue with school.
So you've got your social partners or Mutual, Red Cross, the foundations that were there, the 2 foundations. What is their role? What is their contribution in this relief effort?
Yes, Thabo, you'll remember that earlier on in the year, the MEC for Cogta signed an MOU with social partners, specifically with the aim of ensuring that the province's disaster response efforts are beefed up. Yesterday, the MEC was accompanied by these social partners. This includes your Tembanjilo Foundation, this includes SA Red Cross, Alimdad Foundation, the Global Relief Fund, and other social partners, specifically with the aim of them being on the ground with the MEC to assess the extent of the damage and to also ensure that the relief is rolled out. Now, this is part of efforts by the MEC to ensure that he works closely with social partners to ensure that communities across the province receive adequate support at the moment of need.
So are these 9 houses going to be built immediately? In other words, the construction is already starting now on these new homes?
Well, the MEC yesterday announced it. Just this coming tomorrow, Monday, A number of teams are going to be going to Nongoma. This includes teams that will be dispatched by the social partners with a specific aim now to assess the area that has been allocated to these families and then to start the work. And now I have to mention as well that during the visit, the MEC was joined by the leadership of the local municipality in Nongoma and the leadership of the district, Zululand district. And these also will play an important part to now ensure that as the process starts of building homes for these families, it is done swiftly with all the special support that will be needed.
What about the other affected infrastructure? When is work going to start on rebuilding that?
Well, you'll remember, Thabo, that just a couple of weeks ago, the MEC for Cogta announced that the province of KZN has received 227 million rands from the National Disaster Management Center through the Department of National Cogta, through the Minister for Cogta. So what that means is that a number of municipalities, including Nongoma, rural municipalities across the province of KZN, have received significant funding to assist communities that have been affected. Now, this funding is specifically aimed at interim relief and interim response to some of the incidents that have occurred. Now, the municipality of Nongoma is one of them that have benefited from this intervention. So the interventions is going to assist specifically with those households that have been affected.
We appreciate your time. Thanks so much for coming on. That's the KwaZulu-Natal Cogta MEC spokesperson there for us, giving us, of course, the update and the breakdown of what is now going to happen, particularly to those families that are badly affected.